Well, hello lads, I welcome you all to a new video. Today, we are continuing in Fruits of Grisaia. Now, let us continue, shall we? Alright, we have arrived, this is it. The car proceeds about 500 meters along an area of reclaimed coastal land before she brought it to a stop. So, that's what he meant by landfall, I see. As I'm recalling the words of the detective from before, the woman continues her conversation with a suddenly cheerful tone. What do you think? Pretty nice, isn't it? It's the absolute newest school in the vicinity. Very nice, barely even looks like a school. Although I'd heard it was a new school, its external appearance generally isn't what I'd expected. A three-story building, the pure white color of the outer walls is the only typical school-like element, with every other aspect more closely resembling a city office building. The gates to the right and left are less evocative of a school gate than a functional fence at some facility. The mounted signboard, likewise, is a utilitarian thing printed in a simple typeface rather than a hand-drawn work of calligraphy. Come on, this is your future alma mater. Where's the deep upswelling of emotion? I've only just arrived at this place. If I said I was deeply moved by the sight, it'd be a lie. You're such a dull person. Human beings are creatures of imagination, you know? With an exaggerated sigh, she opens her hands wide in the overblown gesture of a third-rate actor. It's a newly established. I cannot read, so the school might not have much of an image yet, but the students are normal, nice kids and... Okay, so voices for the Mihama Academy girls. Fuck! I think I might not even do them, because I'm sorry, I don't have that vocal range. No! Where are you going? No. I am not doing that. I am not doing that. 100 views, then I'll do it. On this video, because no. Bloody hell. The rigmarole is abruptly interrupted by the high-pitched shrieks of two girls. Stop that. No. Stop that, Machina! Hey, I said stop it already, please. Have mercy. What I like about Grisaia is this way of having chibi CGs. Like, if I could draw, this would be in my DDLC mods, because I love it. Haha, Amane, why are you running? Come play with the cute cicada. Bugs are the worst. Real. Take this. You know, help me. Laugh at me until you choke, huh, Machina? Don't think I'll forget this. No snacks for you today. No way. Perfectly normal. Normal, could you define that term? Is there a class where we chase each other around brandishing insects? That's not it. Those girls are, well, you know. I don't think I do, but it's nice to see that it's a lively school. Right, anyway, let's move on inside. Having apparently forgotten what she was planning to do with her outspread hands, she totters through the school gate. Oh, bloody hell. Her office is positioned quite near the school building's front entrance. The furniture is nicely arranged, based around an old-fashioned desk and chair. In contrast to the incongruity of the building's external appearance, this room is a textbook example of the old-fashioned principal's office. Take a seat over there. I sit on the genuine leather sofa that's one of the room's more prominent furnishings. After waiting for me to settle myself, she lowers herself into the seat across me. I'm the principal, Tachibana Shizuru. Welcome to Mihama Academy, nice to meet ya. Or would it's been a while, be more appropriate, Kazami-kun? On a practical level, nice to meet you might be the better option. Yes, you're probably right. With a slight amused smile, Principal Tachibana takes out a pamphlet. Well, in your case, I'm sure you're already familiar with the basic synopsis, but just in case, I'll give you the full explanation. She flips past a couple of pages of the brochure. I didn't notice, but her fingernails are lightly polished. Why are you noticing that insignificant detail? Bloody hell. This is a private academy under the management of the Sakaki Academy Educational Corporation, in which students chosen from across the country gather in diligent pursuit of academic achievement. Our parent organization is the East Beach Express Railways, owners of a rail network that runs through of the Kanto region. Through their support, the very best facilities and educators are brought together here first. The principal stalks you to more detailed matters. I still cannot speak. I'm sorry, lads, I'm on 4 hours of sleep, so yeah. This beach expresses an enormous corporate group with its hands in real estate and large-scale retail, but its core business is the management of the rail line connecting Tokyo and Haneda Airport. The EBE's management is shouldered by the Sakaki family, and it seems possible that the Sakaki Academy Corporation is also administered by them directly, but it's only a guess based on circumstantial evidence. Given the lack of public information on the secretive corporation's activities, or even the existence of this academy, I gained anything that could be called definitive proof from my investigation so far. You'll be entering the academy immediately as a second-year student. Your transfer will be announced during tomorrow's homeroom, and after that point, you're free to decide your own. To Sophia Samar, chorus. Her fingers come to a stop, bringing her hands gently together. The principal raises her gaze from pamphlet and meets my eyes. Well, I think it's an ideal environment for a normal student life, like the one you requested. I have a few questions. Go ahead. First, today is a weekday, but there was barely anyone on the school grounds. What's going on? You have handpicked elite few. The total number of students, including you, is 6. Only 6. Yes, the elite few. Indeed. I have only now noticed that here you also just have basic sprite movement. Nothing like MPTs. Which like I don't mind it. It just I don't mind it that much in Grisaia as in the DLC, because in the DLC I'm accustomed to the luxury of moving sprites. That includes our friends with the cicada just now? Of course. Question 2. Where am I living from today on? This is a boarding school. I'll guide you to the student dormitory later. You'll walk to school from there. A dormitory, is it? It is a dorm, but it's considerably spacious, so don't worry too much. In that case, not a problem. Anything else? Before we finish, one last thing. Alright, go ahead. For this last question, I stare directly into her eyes. I need to confirm the principal's intentions in bringing me here. After all said and done, is this a normal school? The principal closes her mouth. After a moment of silence, she opens it again. Yep. A gentle smile. I'm convinced that she isn't lying to me to further some hidden self-interest. And forgotten what you asked me for back then. The principal slowly stands up and walks to the window side. The athletic grounds are visible from the window. Although resembling those of a normal school, the grounds are skirted by an improbably high wall. You want to enter a normal school and live as a normal student. The mere handful of students, the bizarrely extravagant facilities, the on-campus dormitory, the high wall surrounding it all, they clearly indicate abnormality. But as you yourself are aware, considering your personal circumstances, there is no place that can give you that, other than here. I guess you're right. I'll give you the same answer to the very end. This is a normal school. The principal turns to face me. Therefore, you don't need to do anything here except live normal as a student. I will never make any other request of you. Understood. Well then, I'll show you to the dorm. Yeah. With a note, I rise to my feet. On the grounds outside, a gust of salt air, sea air, kicks... Salty. Sea salt. No! Kicks up a cloud of sand. This is the student dorm, including the management room. There are 11 rooms in total. Every room is equipped with its own bath, toilet, and kitchen, so there should be no inconveniences in their daily life. A basic set of furniture. I cannot speak. Furniture is also provided. What are you looking around like that for? The cicada pair from earlier don't seem to be around. Oh, you mean Susan and Eri-Susan? The two of them might well still be at school. Kamine-san doesn't seem to be around either. That Kamina guy, a student here too? Yes, I asked her for help guiding you around the dormitory, but she doesn't seem to be around. So you don't have a minute grasp on the movements of the students, I see. I'm merely the principal of this place after all. Merely, is it? Hold on just a second, I'm going to check a room. The principal walks towards the interior of the building. Left there by myself, I stare vacantly up the ceiling. Soon I unconsciously fall into my habit of counting the number of visible sprinklers, then roughly estimating the scale of the building, calculating the time needed to gain control of the front entrance, and ascertaining the location of the emergency exit. Not that many support pillars are there. Guess that's why the ceiling is a bit low. Excuse me. Having grown up sort of analyzing the building, I don't even notice the duck in my sleeve. Sachi. Excuse me, can you hear my voice? Until the final excuse me of me, Manny finally catches my ear. Might you be the transfer student scheduled to arrive here today by any chance? I drop my gaze in the direction of the voice and find a girl in housemaid clothes looking up at me. Not that she's of particularly diminutive height, except in comparison to a taller male like me. Or perhaps an intruder. No one's going to admit they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Oh, come to think of it, you are right. The scales have fallen from my eyes. The maid nods several times, slowly closes her eyes, and begins to repeat my words. No one's going to admit they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Yes, got it. Well then, let me change the question. Are you not an intruder? Flexible thinking isn't your strong suit, clearly. I'm sorry? No, never mind. So, what does a maid want with me? Well, as I said, I'm attempting to determine whether you are a suspicious character. This would be the second time today I've heard that pickup line. That is truly impressive. As I was saying, are you a non-suspicious character? You're a lot tougher than you look, maid. Ah, Komine-san, perfect timing. This is Kazame-kun, the student who just transferred in. At this point, having noticed our voices, the principal calls out to the girl. It seems this maid was Kamine all along. So you were the transfer student after all, I see. I'm Kazame Yuji. Good to meet you. Yes, the pleasure is all mine. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, pardon me. My name is Sachi. It's a pleasure to meet you. And this time it's nothing but the first name. I had this thought earlier with the other two, but you've certainly gathered some unique leads here. Fostering the individuality of students is the responsibility of any school, which would mean that she's a student too. Kamine-san is a first year at this academy. Did she look old enough to be in front of the blackboard too? That's not really my point of confusion here. Our uniform creates certain preconceptions. For example, if I see a girl wearing bunny ears in a bar, I don't ask what she's done with her Bible. Ah, right. Kamine-san does wear a white uniform more often than not. That's not an explanation. True enough. Well then, Kamine-san, please explain. Certainly. As I've been entrusted with the position of class representative, I frequently respond to our teachers' requests for assistance and perform minor chores. From, you're kind of like a maid, a certain conversation eventually shifted to, why don't you try on a maid outfit? Finally, now that you've actually put it on, it really suits you, so you should wear it when you can. And so according to that suggestion, I attempt to wear a maid clothes whenever it's possible for me to do so. I see. You're, a devoted one? That fallen bunny girl sister could learn a thing or two from you. Yes, thank you very much. I wasn't really intending that to be a compliment. Oh, there is no point in telling her that. So from this point, please let her guide you. It should be easier to get to know each other that way. No objections. Well then, Kamine-san, I leave the rest to you. Certainly. Well then, let's begin with the tour of the first floor. Yeah, if you would. The maid slowly begins to walk, but quickly comes to a stop in front of the management room. Ah. Stop that, she's staring at me with an expression that clearly indicates she has something to say. What's wrong? You need something? Well, I forgot to inquire how do you prefer me to address you. Come to think of it, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, you can call me whatever you want. In that case, would it be acceptable if I addressed you as Yukun? You've gotten pretty familiar all of a sudden. Then, would Kazame-san be more to your liking? Sure, anyways, I call you Sachi. Sachi? My bad, would Sachimon be better? What the? Is Sachimon like the full version of Sachi? What? Huh? What does that X do? I will not click it. No, I'm glad to read with Sachi. Her expression didn't change in the slightest, but her eyes, at the moment she spoke those words, had a strange personality. That's so. Alright, Sachi, best regards and all that. Yes. Judging from her smile, it seems she doesn't dislike being called Sachi. Then let's get right to it. The room nearest to the entrance will belong to you, Kazame-san. Nameplate seems to say it's the management room, though. According to what I heard from Principal Tachibana, the idea was that you might serve as the superintendent of the dormitory while living in this room. Otherwise, she wants me to play the prison guard. Well, at the very least, 3 out of the 6 students living in this dorm are females. It would probably be prudent to have a room as far as possible from there to avoid potential trouble. Mind if I take a look inside? Of course, this is the key to the room, feel free. When I open the door with the key she hands me, a prominently placed set of kitchen and household goods catches my eye. They seem to be in good shape, and I can confirm with a glance that the room itself will be a more than adequate living environment given my needs. One fire alarm and 2 sprinklers are installed in every room in the dorm. Got it. She seems to have guessed my thoughts from the direction of my gaze. That would be a walk-in closet with a floor space of about 2.5 square meters. As a little test, I focus my eyes on different points of interest, and she provides me an explanation the same way. Although she's a little off in some departments, she seems to be pretty sharp in other aspects. I see. Looks like there won't be any problems. As I speak, I twist the faucet over the sink. Was someone using this room before I came? No, I'm certain it was unoccupied for at least 4 months. The water is pretty clear, considering. Well, the building itself is quite new, and before I arrived, this room was occasionally used as something of a storehouse. It's possible that someone used the water recently. I myself would sometimes fill my water bucket here while cleaning. I see. I twist the faucet to stop the water, drop the luggage I've been carrying on the spot, and promptly leave the room. Next, this open space just inside the entrance is something of a common area for all of us. The standard student dorm community space, is it? Yes, in particular, Maki-chan and Amane-san spend a lot of time here. That's so. Although I haven't heard those names before, they must be the other students. Also, this door next to yours leads to the boiler room. The stairs are opposite, and further on there are 4 rooms, of which the third room next to the stairs is mine. I've heard there are 11 rooms in total. Any reason why you picked one on the first floor? Well, as you know, my name is Sachi. Apparently that sort of rhymes with room 3, and so I encourage to... I get the idea. I do not know Japanese. I think it might be like Ichi is 3 in Japanese. I don't know, so Sachi Ichi, I guess. I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. This is the second floor. This floor contains only personal rooms, and with the exceptions of myself and all the students live here. Which one 2 of these are vacant? Yes, room 7 and room 9 are currently unoccupied. The third floor is structured as a bathhouse designed around this grand bathroom. On the other side of the stairs is a laundry room and space reserved for clothes drying racks, so please use them when necessary. If doing laundry is problematic for you, please inform me and I will be happy to take care of it on your behalf. When taking care of someone else's chores be a nuisance, it's only accurate for the class representative. Alright, I'll keep that offer in mind. Please do. There's no reason to refuse outright when the offer is delivered with such an earnest smile. By the way, can we use this grand bathroom as we please? Yes, it's maintained periodically by a specialized contractor, so excluding cleaning, it's available 24 hours a day. However, as there is no separate space for female and male bathing, I would ask you to leave this note on the entrance when you enter. As she speaks, she hands me a card that reads, "In use, male bathing." Sure, I think I might take advantage of it pretty often. The view up here is pretty nice. It is indeed. There aren't any tall buildings besides the schools in the area, and the window glass is 75% transparent, so it's possible to watch the sunset into the sea. An ocean view, huh? Not bad. If you'd like, you can give it a try right now. As she speaks, I notice Sachi started holding a towel and change of clothes in her hand. You're pretty well prepared. Most people who see this grand bath are struck by the urge to give it an immediate try. I see, the fruit of your experience, is it? Ah, was wrong. Instead of a change of clothes for you, I seem to have accidentally brought my own. Is it to demonstrate? Female underwear slips out from among the clothes in Sachi's hand. Is this a declaration that you want to bathe together? No, that wasn't my intention. I apologize. I really don't think there is anything to apologize for. Thank you. Well then, this concludes the tour of the dormitory. Do you have any questions? Let's see, can I ask about something other than the dorm? If it's something in my power to answer, then... In that case, let's hear the 3 sizes, Sachi. Yes, start from the top, 82, 56, 83. At the moment, is there a specific man you're going over with? No, there is not. Your experience with men to date? None to speak of. And I'm the one who asked you these questions, but answering them so politely, would that also be because you're the class representative? A class rep is only a class rep to the degree that they have assistants to others. What an admirable devotion to customer service. Thank you very much. Are there any other questions? Nothing comes to mind. Very well. If there is anything else you'd like to know, please dial 3 on the intercom telephone in your room. It will connect to my room. Got it. In that case, please excuse me for now. With that note of farewell, Sachi bows like a genuine housebane and starts to turn away. Ah, Sachi. Yes? Thanks for the thought, I appreciate it. Of course. The class representatives these days seem to be a surprisingly tough-willed breed. After Sachi's tour ended, I took another look around the interior of the building on my own. By the time I returned to my room, the sun is already low in the sky and the light growing dim. Should probably put this stuff away before it gets dark. And well, as Yuji puts his stuff away, we shall put away the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Press like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.